Okay, once again, this your girl T-Love in the building right here. T-Love putting up the hearts. Got my boy DJ. What's your name? I'm just joking. DJ Nick, no I'm not. But anyway, I forgot for a minute. You know, I had a little brain fart. Took a vacation real quick, like, you know, saying now I'm back from outer space. Anyway, got my girl Uganda the Goddess.
Yeah.
And Joy Davis is in the building. What's up, Joy?
How you living?
I'm living good, girl. I'm living good. Well, we're going to get to know you a little bit better. Now, we want you to tell us a little bit about yourself and some of the things you got going on, and then we'll go from there.
Well, my name is Joy Davis. I'm originally from New Orleans, Louisiana. I've been in Atlanta about 14 years, and I have a lot going on.
Okay.
First and foremost, I'm a parent. It always surprises people when I tell them that I have 6 children and 2 sets of twins. Yes, I said that. I see you looking.
6? Oh my God!
Yes.
All right, you got a little tribe going on.
It's a whole village. I mean, we got everything going on over there.
That's what's up.
I have a very professional job that demands my attention, but then I decided that I wanted to start vlogging.
Okay.
And that just took on a life of its own.
Okay.
So I've always been like super creative, writing and all that kind of stuff. Now I get to display it.
Okay, take us back to your childhood. What was your childhood like?
Ooh.
Growing up in the 7th Ward. I
Yep.
say that sounds like a damn mentalist. You said John 7th Ward.
At times.
I say 7th Ward. I say, damn, is that a mental institution? No, but anyway.
At times.
So, what was it like growing up in the 7th Ward of Louisiana?
So, I grew up in the St. Bernard Project. Let me make that clear. So I grew up
St. Bernard. Damn, girl.
That's right. I rep my hard hands all day. I'm a hard hand till I die. So I grew up in the St. Bernard Project. I am the youngest of 7 children, and my mother is the oldest of 10.
Oh, okay.
My mother, along with my siblings, they had a beauty salon. So I woke up every day to women at the table. I went to sleep with women at the table. I was always around, you know, everything that was happening because my mom is the matriarch of our community. With me being the youngest, I was never able to participate. I could always sit in. So I think that's where I get my wisdom from. So me being so young and having someone, that's where that wisdom comes from. And it was always a good time. However, I did grow up in an impoverished neighborhood, right? So there was, you know, drugs, violence, that crime, everything. I think the only thing that separated me personally from all those things was, one, my family. My family is very purpose-driven, career-minded, goal-oriented, and our financial status. So my mom made money.
And that goes to show, just because you in a surrounding are impoverished, okay, doesn't mean you have to live that way. You can come out of the ghetto, or wherever, you know, whatever, or you could live in the ghetto and be not of the ghetto. You know what I'm saying? So, and that's a prime example of, you know, hey, you know, not being subjected to your surroundings.
Absolutely.
You can make the change. You could do anything you want to do if you put your mind to do it.
And I am a true testament to that. I have, you know, I share this all the time, especially with my oldest son. He's 19. And I think I did the kids an advantage and disadvantage by moving them out of New Orleans so early, because I know fear, I know danger, I know what it is to have to do things to fit in, to survive. So I played both worlds. I was a scholar and I was a troublemaker, because you had to do both. You couldn't just be one or the other.
What's some things that, you know, you did when you say troublemaker? What's the worst thing you done here?
Okay. So my sister, my big sister, actually wanted to call me today, and I was like,
she
no.
could have told us all.
Right.
I remember when she. Yeah.
So the thing that I hide, and I'm gonna share it here. I went to jail for stealing a car.
Grand Theft Auto, girl.
Yeah. So I went to jail for stealing a car, but it was big. Like, we was on an episode of Cops. It was like a high speed chase.
So you just wanted to be on TV, didn't you?
No, I didn't.
What you gonna do when it comes?
That's not what happened. You know, so I'm not telling anybody to go out and steal cars and telling you how to do it. I don't know how to do it, right? Yeah. But it was.
So you just seen the keys in the car?
No, actually, I had the keys. So they had already stolen the car previously, and I'm that girl that has all the guy friends. And they needed a set of keys to start the car because they had stripped the steering column. You just need a key. So we were all hanging out, and my friend was like, "Do you have your keys on you?" I was like, "Yeah." "Come start this car."
How old were you, girl?
I was in 9th grade.
Oh my God. Girl,
I was in 9th grade.
what episode of Cars there?
I don't even remember. All I know is I never want to see it, and it was big. I mean, the funny thing is we went all over New Orleans that night in a stolen car. Coming back, this is when the police get behind us, and we had a whole high-speed chase, everything.
Girl, you took them on a high-speed chase?
I wasn't the driver.
Oh, okay.
But I was there.
You was in there.
It was my keys.
Yeah,
Right.
you was in the midst of it. Yeah.
Yeah, my brother, when I finally got caught, I'm in a police car with my friend, and my brother is
Ain't no
outside.
damn friend.
She is.
Girl, you got your keys.
No, it wasn't him. It was a girlfriend of mine.
Okay,
We decided to go on a ride.
Friend. Okay, what that song said earlier. Get the be out the way. Whatever they say.
We both grew up though and doing big things.
Yeah.
So my brother,
that's good.
Yeah, my brother is standing outside talking to the police because my family is super popular, and I can hear him say, "Let me just get hurt." I was like, "Mr. Drive, take me to jail." I want my brother.
You didn't want your brother to get
No.
You were finna get one of those switches.
I'm talking about
what?
it was like 300 people out there because in that community something happened. People come out. It's so funny, right? When you live in those type of neighborhoods and those type of environments, people tend to run towards the danger instead of away.
Well, yeah.
So it was like
Ooh, Pookie got shot, girl.
Right.
Yeah. Oh man. And then they don't do nothing other than stand up there and talk about, "Oh girl, that's a dang old shame."
So it was.
You know who shot him? Yeah, Ray.
Yeah, it was all that going on out there. I was
tell
like,
police and all.
right. I was like, take me to jail. Just take me to jail. So that was the worst thing I ever done.
You didn't let that, experience, deter you from becoming the successful woman you are today.
No, you can't. You can't.
Yeah.
You can't.
I done been through stuff, girl. I done been to prison.
Really?
You went to jail. I went to prison.
Oh,
You
no.
know what I went to prison for?
I can't. I don't think I can survive prison.
What I went to prison for? Yes.
No
Yes.
guess.
You got 3 guesses.
Drug trafficking.
Oh, girl. Guess.
I don't want to guess.
No, guess. Take a guess.
Let me see. Shoplifting.
Attempted murder.
Oh,
Jesus.
bam.
Really?
Driving on suspended license.
Jesus.
They sent you to prison?
Yes, I had 12 of them mugs. 12.
12.
I was a bitch. A habitual.
Yeah.
offender.
Repeat offender.
Yeah, a repeat offender, a bitch. That's what they call it in Florida. I don't know what they call them in your town, but they say call it, habitual. So they call it a bitch.
Okay.
And that's,
Oh my Lord.
BYCTH or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, not, habitual offender is what I was. I had 12 driving on suspended license, and the last one I had 3 years probation. And I said, forget this. And, just, not being responsible, whatever.
Yeah.
I didn't want to stay in Florida because I like to travel, and they wanted me to stay in Florida. They wouldn't transfer my probation to Baltimore. So I just up and left one day when I got tired of, the probation. I was like, forget this. I'm finna go to Florida. They catch me when they catch me. When they caught me, that judge said, you got a year in prison. And they sent me to prison. So.
You
Wow.
are established for that.
Oh God.
Yeah, so, but anyway, here I am today, you know what I'm saying? That's, part of my past, not my present or my future. So, I made mistakes. Everybody does. Everybody has.
Yeah.
And we just look forward to, moving on, and, it's a lesson learned. And I thank God for the lessons that He has taught me, and, dealing with some of the things that I've been blessed to overcome. So anyway, but I'm glad you're here and you're doing the things that you're doing. And you've overcome, but we want to get into how you came and what made you come to the ATL.
Oh, that's
Whoa.
deep.
And on that note, okay, we're gonna say that for, she done went to prison for the carjacking. We're gonna Google that episode and pull it up for y'all. See, there she go. We want to see it, girl.
Well, I know.
You a star. You a superstar, girl. You was on
Bad
TV.
boy,
It's
bad
been in
boy.
the making. It's been in the
Bad
making.
girl.
Bad girl, yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Anyway, we're going to take a quick break and we'll be right back. My boy Darren, nowhere. DJ Nick, take.
Yes,
Okay.
yes.
Now, you grew up in New Orleans,
Right.
in the 7th Ward,
The Saint Bernard.
St. Bernard.
That's right.
Ain't that a dog?
Yes, it is.
Okay.
A big dog.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
A big
So I have to
dog.
tell you something right there. They'll tell you something. Okay?
That's
So
right.
300 people showing up on the scene of a crime scene. You know what I'm saying? Who can did it? Anyway, but growing up, you went through, you know, a little transition. You know, you had in your 9th grade. You know,
Yes.
you had a little.
That was just the biggest thing. I did a lot of things. I was a fighter.
Girl, you used to kick behind.
I was a fighter, and now that I'm older,
So I just look at you the wrong way, and you want to kick my behind.
no.
What
You know
made
what?
you want to fight?
See, now that I'm old,
Okay.
I understand.
Yeah.
I was hurt. You know, I went through a lot of
Hurt
things
people
growing
hurt.
up. Hurt people hurt, and when you don't.
So you was like a bully.
No, I wasn't a bully. No, I wasn't a bully. I had bullies around me. I was just part of that group. I was probably the quiet one until things got real. So, you know, now I know that I was sensitive, that I'm sensitive. And I didn't understand the importance of communicating. So all of the communication would come out physically.
Okay.
And that was my family also. So you asked about the family. My family, I come from a family who is just driven. It's about business. It's about getting this money. It's about survival. Even my mother, she isn't the pacified mother. My mother equates love with material things and gain and growth, visual growth, not huggy, kissy. So it was never taught to me to be soft or ladylike.
See, that's what I grew up with. I grew up with the hugs and the kisses.
No.
My mom, I would kiss my mom in the mouth.
No.
You know, I would give my mom kisses on the lips. My dad. You know, that's how I grew up. You know, my brothers. You know, I'm a huggy person. I love to hug.
I only gained that as an adult and as a parent.
Well, at least you got it.
Yeah.
Regardless of when you gain it, now you can instill that in your children.
Yes. And,
Okay.
Yep.
So now take us, you know, you went through the fighting, you went through all of the bad things. What transpired in your life to cause the change
I had a
or the
kid.
growth? You had
I had a
kid would
child.
do
At
it
what
every
age did you have a
time.
I
child?
had my first son at 17.
Okay.
And matter of fact, that's the story.
Okay.
So I graduated president of the National Honor Society and
Oh.
pregnant.
All right.
No one knew I was pregnant. My family also, I have a lot of sisters, a lot of aunts, and they're feminists, right? Which is a good thing. That's great. We all strong and powerful and own our things and our right, but they also believe in abortion. And I wanted to have my baby. So I was like, let me just graduate. Let me get past this. And then maybe, you know, there'll be a better chance for me to have my baby. So actually I went to prom, graduation, everything, like 6 months pregnant. Nobody even knew. And I was very small then, you know. So that was a big deal. So at 17, I had a child and my life completely changed. Completely. Then I became part of the person you see now. So I look at my son and I wanted to give my son all the things that my family and my parents gave me, but I remember to give him all the things that they didn't. So it's when I began to talk and when I began to speak certain things into my son. And to actually, I was spoiled. Okay, let me just go back and say that. So I got everything, you know, because like I said, my family believed that if you look good, you're good, and you gotta have money. And they wanted me to be the best looking girl in the project and all that. And I was 13 wearing Gucci's and ballads and bad, you know, jewelry, all of that.
Yeah.
But I wanted something else for my son along with those things.
Yeah.
So I got a job and had 2 jobs. And I'm a cosmetologist by bloodline. That's what my family do. So I had a job, a hustle, a side hustle, you know, and I wanted to be a really good mom. So all of those things created this change.
What happened with the father? Were you guys in a relationship? Was he a part of your son's life? Or
That's weird. Like in the beginning, yeah, you know, we were young and we were like, we all lived in the neighborhood together, right? And I didn't even like him, to tell you the truth. I didn't grow up liking him or anything, but I couldn't have a boyfriend, right? So he was the one that my family accepted because they knew his family. So in New Orleans, culture is a big deal. So you can't just bring home anybody. You're going to be asked like, who's who you
sort of
related
like
to.
the African culture.
Oh,
like,
yeah,
you know
very-
what I'm
yeah.
saying? Because my husband, he's African, and his family does not like the fact that he's with an American woman.
Oh, you can't go outside.
Yeah,
Yeah.
You know, they want him to marry,
Absolutely.
African women. You know, young girls. He's 55 years old. What he
Absolutely.
look like with a damn 21-year-old? Okay,
And they
Anyway.
probably want kids.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
Girl, please. You paying enough in
Yeah.
child support with the two you got.
Yeah.
Anyway, we ain't trying to have shit. I need some money. But anyway, but yeah, so he was
So-
active in your son's
In the
life.
beginning.
In the beginning.
Yeah,
okay.
but
That's how it always started, don't it?
yeah, you know, we grew up in the same neighborhood,
Yeah.
right? So, fortunately and unfortunately, I outgrew him.
Okay.
I outgrew him. When I was 8 months pregnant, I realized became conscious in that relationship and understood that he was a drug addict.
Yeah.
And so that
And
kind of
sometimes, I hate to cut you off, we need to understand that, people have been in our lives forever, and I outgrew people.
Yep.
Yeah.
We have to
You
let
have to.
some people go.
Yeah,
We gotta cut
you
what that
do.
song said about the,
You gotta cut 'em
them
off.
Cut them off. You know what I'm
Yes.
saying? We gonna
You
be good
have
with
to.
it. Cut them off. But anyway, we need to cut people off and let them go because they don't help us to grow.
They're not going where
We
you're
need
going.
people around us that help
Yep.
elevate us
Yes.
to a certain level
That's
in
what I've
life.
been saying.
So
You have
anybody
to.
that's in my circle, they helping me to grow.
Yep.
As
Yeah.
well as hopefully I'm helping them.
Yep.
Yeah.
So that's what it's about. We feeding each other.
Yes.
Okay? Everybody eating good.
Yep.
Everybody
Everybody eating good. In my circle, that's
right.
what we
That's
do.
what you do.
But
That's
anyway,
right.
so you made how did you end up in Atlanta?
Yeah. So I moved to Atlanta when my oldest son was 5.
Mhm.
I was in a new relationship now. My oldest son was 5, and I had my second son.
Okay.
He wasn't even 1 yet, and that relationship was falling apart as well. And I just wanted to change. I wanted to prove to my family that I was a big girl now.
Okay.
Because, like I said, I'm the youngest of 7. All of my siblings are old enough to be my parents. Imagine that, right?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Thank God for my siblings. I ain't gonna lie. They're my bridge over water. But I wanted to be a big girl, and I wanted to fight my way out of a bad situation and show my family that I could stand on my own 2 feet without their direct support. So it was like a family gathering or something, and I didn't pick Atlanta necessarily. My family was there, my 2 aunts, and I was like, I'm leaving. Who gonna take us? Where can we? And one cousin said, you can come to Memphis. And my auntie said, no, come to Atlanta. And we actually did a little research, and they had Atlanta was doing big things in the black community and all that kind of stuff. And
Atlanta was like Chocolate City.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
It's
And
like,
Everybody
you come
trying
here,
to
you
move
see,
here.
you know what I'm saying? You see, for me, coming from where I come from, Florida, everything was owned by predominant. It was,
Yeah.
there were no black-owned businesses
Yeah.
unless you owned a barbecue stand or fruit stand on the side of the road. But to own an actual business or where you are in corporate and you're an executive and you're a CEO of a company, to see that, it was so inspiring.
Yeah.
Because where I'm from, you don't see that.
Yep.
So to come here and to see black people, then there's a flip side to it too, because
yeah, it's a major.
it's like if you don't drive a certain car or you live in a certain area, or it's sort of like they're judgmental or racist amongst their own race.
Not
Yeah.
only that
Yeah, it's
that
true.
inspired a whole lot of fraudulent, unrealistic lifestyles.
Yeah.
Because there's that
Yeah.
pressure to fit in and be a part
Yeah.
of something. And I was talking to a friend yesterday, and I was explaining to her that, human beings, our greatest desire is to be connected to something.
Yeah.
We spent 40 weeks connected to our creator, and then after birth, everything around us is trying to, imitate where we just came from. And then as an adult, our greatest desire is to be connected to something,
Right.
So when you're inside of an environment and you see everything moving one way, that's the way that you want to go. That's the way that you want to go with
But
it.
I learned in my life, Joy, that I don't want to be fake.
Yeah.
Okay,
Me
someone
either.
told me today, they say, Terry,
At
you are
all.
such a square. And, and I say, really?
I hear that.
But
too.
I accept that
Yeah.
today, because trying to fit into the circle, okay,
It's not working.
I had to sell myself short.
Yep.
I had to do things that I know in my heart, I really and truly, that was not me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I had to become and be somebody that wasn't Terry, T-Love, Devon, Coleman.
That's right.
That was
And
not
life
me.
is not
So
worth
I swear I would be any day, all day, every day.
Yeah.
Okay, because I ain't trying to fit in no fake ass circle
Right.
anyway.
I like to think of myself as a rectangle.
Okay, yeah. Okay.
Yeah, just
or
kinda-
square, or,
Just kind of,
yeah.
you know,
something that don't fit into the circle.
yeah, I'm a
Yeah.
little broad. I stretch out a little
Yeah.
bit.
Yeah. Okay, yeah.
I stretch out a little bit.
All right, that's what's up.
Yeah.
I love it. I love it. So, how did Hurricane Katrina affect you and your family? Were you in New Orleans when that happened?
I wasn't. I was already in Atlanta, but my
Okay.
entire family was in New Orleans at the time, and my family was completely devastated. So, as I said, my mom. Well, I didn't say, but if all my siblings are older, my mom is older. So today, my mom is 76 years old.
Oh,
And
wow. That's
my
amazing.
mom lived through numerous hurricanes, Betsy, all this kind of stuff, and we from the St. Bernard Project. Bricks don't flood typically, right? So my family that stayed in New Orleans, they all went to my niece's house in the St. Bernard Project and ended up, you know, a victim of Hurricane Katrina in the worst way. Like, they were those people that was in the boats and on the buses and swimming in the water. My nephew actually swam about a mile and a half in the water to go to my brother's house and get his boat. My brother's a big fisher. He has boats. Get there, you know, somebody already taken the boat, have to swim back in the water. My family, by the time they made it to Atlanta, they were like shells of people. It was devastating to see my family like that. And even now, post Katrina syndrome is real. It is so real. You know, it's unexplainable. And I told my mom, I said, you know, God moved me because he knew that I wouldn't be able to survive that. And y'all needed somewhere to come. Because I had, just like, you know, most of us, I had 15 people in the house.
Yeah.
My mom, my cousins, my nephews, everybody.
Come together like a mess.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's
Yeah.
when you
That's
show
it.
it.
That's
that family.
You know what? When I went over to Orlando a month ago, remember I took my trip to Orlando? We had a 1-bedroom suite at the resort. So my cousin slept on the
Yeah.
he slept on
Yeah.
the balcony. He took the pillows from the sofa. Me and my husband slept on the sofa bed. My aunt slept on the floor with the children. My brother and his fiance slept on the bed in the. We
Yeah.
gave them the bed in the room, and then my other brother, he slept on. So it was like 10 people
Yeah.
in this one little room.
Yeah.
But
But you have a ball like that.
it was like so much
Family
fun. We
love.
stayed up
Yeah.
late, and you know, we was talking junk and
Yep.
whatever. Anyway, I just love those moments, and
Me too.
you know, it is such a blessing that you was there for your family to be able to 15 in one place. They had somewhere to go.
Yes.
So God, like you say, God set it up
Yeah.
where you
Yes.
could be there for your family. They
Yes.
got
Yes.
somewhere to go.
I truly believe that.
Yes.
I truly
Yeah.
believe that. My mom, the rest of my family went back to New Orleans. And my family in New Orleans, they're super accomplished. They own homes and businesses, and their careers are there. So when they were able to go back into the city and rebuild, and they did, and they even bought up a bunch of properties. They're doing all of that down there. But my mom retired and stayed here. So, you know, I was able to support my mom and support my family that stayed here because I know the city. You know, I had a little connections in the city already because I'm you know, I feel like you can put me anywhere, I'm gonna get it.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know,
Get it, girl.
Yeah.
so it was good that I came, you know, prior to that, but just dealing with the aftermath of that. So my mom and I were in the mall, Cumberland Mall. We went to Cumberland Mall. No joke, I'm not making this up. So I am grown. I know. Before I was like freaking out because I wanted my mom to buy me something, and it was super expensive, but it was costume jewelry. But I wanted it. Now she was like, "Joy, you're not getting it. You know, I'm not spending not another dime on you." And I was like, "But Mom," you know, I was like a kid. No joke. So I was like sliding all over the floor. She bring me into the store. She's like, "What is it you want? What is it you want?" And I'm telling her this, and the man was like, trying to calm her, would you like some water? And she just freaked out. Water? What you trying to do? Kill me? I just had enough water to last 3 lifetimes. Like, we walked out there with all kind of discounts, free stuff in the bag. I was like, just say
What, from Katrina?
Yeah.
That's what she was talking.
All he did was reference water. Like, hey, would you like some
When was
water,
this?
ma'am? This is right after Katrina. Like,
Oh.
he was like, ma'am, would you like some water? She was like, water? Don't offer me no water. It went down in the worst way, but I got everything I wanted. And some free stuff, some discounted stuff, and everything.
Shame on you.
Oh Lord, you took
So I
advantage
didn't
of the
do it.
How old are you now, Joy?
37.
37.
Yes.
Oh, you look good.
Thank
Yeah.
you. With 6 kids.
Okay.
Yeah.
She emphasized
Black
that.
don't crack.
When I told my sister about between Juana's words, she said, "Get your waist snatcher." She said, "You got your waist snatcher."
So we're gonna take a quick break. You got some questions for her. DJ Nick got some questions for Joy. Uganda had the goddess has some questions for Joy, and we'll be right back with more Joy because we got Joy. When we think about
Joy in the house.
we got Joy. When we think about. They're gonna tell us about around the table with Joy.
That's right. That's right.
So let's talk about, did you have a question for her?
No, you answered. You did all the questions.
Okay,
So,
did you have a
yeah.
question for Miss Joy?
I got 3 questions.
Okay. Dang.
I saw her
Yeah.
working.
Come on, guys. We ain't got time like that.
I asked some fast.
I asked two.
DJ
Okay.
Nick trying to
I
get
know,
I'm
DJ
trying to get
Nick.
some information.
Okay.
So, that has been like around like 10 years after Katrina.
Yes, the anniversary was actually on Monday.
On Monday,
Yeah.
correct?
Yeah.
So, last time I've been to New Orleans was 2012
Mhm.
for Mardi Gras. My teachers done told me that
Wait a minute,
You need
DJ
to wait.
Nick, hold on.
You need
Did
to-
you take your shirt off? Did you get some-
No.
Ah,
Did you show you?
That's
I was a freshman.
that's a myth.
Yeah. I mean, it happens, but we'll talk about it.
Okay, all right.
They told me that they are still struggling at the time. Right now, are they still trying to recover from Katrina?
That's a layered question. You said we shovel time, right? So the thing is, New Orleans is gonna struggle because of the social and economic status. Katrina played a part in promoting and highlighting that struggle. It's always been a struggling city, and it will continue to struggle unless the people in the city maneuver in a different type of way, right? So it's gonna always be a struggle, not necessarily.
And when you say maneuver in a different type of way, what do you mean?
So you mentioned it before about supporting Black businesses.
Yeah.
You mentioned it about loving each other and providing a platform for everyone's success. We have to do that ourselves,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, it's a lot of things that people don't know about New Orleans. New Orleans should be the richest city in the world, right? It's the port of everything that comes into North America. Everything is there. You have all your major higher institutions of higher learning. You can go down there and get every type of good. There's a market for everything, but it struggles because we struggle.
Yeah.
So it may not be.
You know why? Because they do voodoo.
Well, I thought that was gonna be his question.
Ah.
But
Put a voodoo on you. I put a spell.
But
on you.
but we know that's that New Orleans do hold true to our Afro-Caribbean culture, and I'm grateful for that because we
Have you
also
ever
know
did a
who we
spell?
are. No.
spell.
No
Do you
spell.
believe in doing stuff? I mean, do you not doing stuff like that? But do you believe
So
in
let
that
me
it
just say
exists?
so absolutely. So let me just say I'm a Christian.
Okay.
I was raised inside of a Baptist church, but in New Orleans, it's a very Catholic town, and I believe that God exists everywhere. So I'm that person that goes to the church that's open. You understand? I can go to the Catholic church. I can go, go to the
Non-denomination.
I'm there. God is everywhere. But if you believe, this is my belief. If you believe in God, you have to believe in everything outside of that also, right? The devil's greatest trick is to get people to believe that he doesn't exist.
Mm-hmm.
So know that if you believe fervently in everything that Christianity brings on, you know that there is a counter for that.
Yeah.
So
there's good and there's bad.
right,
There's positive and there's negative.
right, and so
There's a heaven and there's a hell.
and you have to teach that, right? That's always the adverse to what you stand on. So when you know that, you can make better choices.
Yes.
So being a person from, from New Orleans and just being the person that I am spiritually, that allows me not to maneuver in certain situations.
And I don't necessarily think it's New Orleans. It's everywhere. All over the world, we need to be promoting this and putting this into our communities and to our, implementing these. My headset coming off anyway. But this is something that we need to implement in our communities.
Yeah,
And
it is.
But that goes a long way. We have to begin to teach the whole truth.
Yeah.
We can't
love comes out.
we can't continue to pretty up situations because it makes it digestible for society. We have to tell the whole truth. I believe that there is power in the truth, and with that you can set everyone up for success, and that's what is going to make New Orleans better, and that's what's going to make our families better and our communities better, and that's what I teach inside my home and inside of every person that I meet.
Yes.
And is that what you teach on around the world?
Around
the table with Joy. I say around the world. Well, I hope it's around the world. It's around the world with Joy.
Well, see what happened with Around the Table. So Around the Table with Joy, initially was supposed to be that type of platform, right? I will have these inspirational conversations. I think they're going to kill me, but I have 9 girl cousins and we all like the same age. And I believe that I'm the matriarch of that group. So every 2 seconds, somebody's calling me to cry, laugh, pat them on the back. We talk, I'm stitching them up, and we talk about a lot of things. Also, I know a little bit about a lot, right? I like culture, politics, religion, everything. So I wanted to create a platform where my cousin, one, didn't have to read. She doesn't like to read long things like on Facebook, Instagram, and long text messages and things like that. Right. So I wanted to make videos for my cousin, number one. Number two, I wanted to talk about the things that I talk about. And it seems like relationships are trending. People like relationships. And because I'm a rectangle, right? So I'm very square, but I stretch out. So I see things differently. So Around the Table came with, that square point of view on some what may be considered to be abnormal relationships. People like it. So people actually call me and say, what do you think about this? What do you think about that? So my first video I made in December, and it was right after I read something about Corinne Steffens getting married to Columbus Shaw, and I thought, wow, that's a pair. That's odd. That's odd. Yeah. So I made the video. Okay. And people was like, what? And it just took off from there. But I throw in everything. I talk about politics, religion. I give you facts.
As you've done here.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But hey, to each his own.
So my niece and I have a super accomplished family, and I was worried about, my family members. I was like, Lord, my auntie gonna call me, she gonna pray for me.
Girl, no, you didn't.
Yeah, but that wasn't I know, but that wasn't the response. They come there and say, well, we know you're funny, and we know where it comes from, and we know that it's genuine. We know your background. We know, so take this as far as it can go, and let me help you do that.
So how can our viewers and listeners find you and follow you and listen to Around the Table with Joy?
So Around the Table with Joy, full episodes can be found on YouTube just by searching Around the Table with Joy. I'm on Facebook as Joy Davis. The earlier videos are up there in full. I don't know what we're gonna do moving forward because Facebook, I'm popular. You can follow me on Instagram, everything Around the Table with Joy. I'm out here.
Okay. Well, we're definitely gonna support you and follow you. We're gonna invite you back another time, and you're gonna be around the table with T-Love and Uganda the Goddess and DJ Nick. All right. So we're gonna talk. We're gonna have another discussion. But today we just wanted to know a little bit of you.
You got a lot.
Yeah.
You good.
Okay, we gonna talk. I know, right?
You got
T-Love.
You got one more.
I got a friend. Wait a minute, Nick. A friend told somebody that's working with me on a project that I'm working on with Deb, and he called Deb. He said, Deb said, yeah, she kind of nosy, and he said nosy times 10. Yeah. I get it out you.
You got a lot.
You sitting up here questioning me. I want to know who you are too.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, what do you do, and who are you, and like you know, I'm telling you all my dirty little secrets.
Yeah.
You know, tell me some of yours. You know, then that way I feel a little more comfortable talking to you.
You guys are tuned in on my I call it live on the drive at 7:35. So I'm dropping the kids off. I'm live and we're talking about things. And she actually tuned in. So I tell the people, listen, I committed to getting up to be on live at 7:35. I get to say what I want to say. I get to say whatever I want to say.
And to my friend or to the guy that I'm working with, you know who you are, Dre. Okay, I'm gonna keep my nose in it. I'm gonna keep my nose in it.
We need
because
that.
I pull it at you.
We need
and
that.
we get to, and I am grateful for pulling that out of you and getting to know you, the real you and who you are.
Yes.
So you know what I'm saying? No judgment, no nothing, because we all made mistakes, we all made bad choices. But who you are today is what
made you today.
Okay.
From
yesterday.
What?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Okay, come on, DJ. Come on, we gotta go.
Hey, she said I need to ask a question.
Okay, go.
Ask a question, DJ.
I asked you one question.
Okay.
This is my show. I'm in shoot, Dr. Reverend Grant. In the middle. God forgive me.
God gonna meet you right where you are.
Now, there's a right answer, and then there's a smart answer.
Okay.
All right. Which looks better, black and red or black and gold?
Black and gold.
Black and gold.
What? Even Reverend Gates said black and gold. Let me pass him the
The
mic.
DJ has
gonna say
locked
black
out the
and
building.
red.
I'm say black and red.
B100radio.com.
B100
All right, and on that note, we'll be right back.
You've been here 14 years.
No. We got to get Joy's
Falcon.
Joy's word of wisdom.
Uh-oh. Joy. Give us that word of wisdom.
I actually needed to hear this word this morning. Allow your adversities to inspire you. Don't ever allow anything that you've been through, your past, your struggle, to dictate your future. Allow your adversities to become a platform for all things that you have great inside of you.
Yes. You sound like me, girl.
Okay, I love it. On that note, we'll be right back with Reverend Gats.
Woo!
Okay.
Boys, bad boys, what you gonna do? What you gonna do when they come for you? Bad